Hi again, I'm Carrie. I'm talking about GelMoment nail polish. It's a one-step at-home gel nail polish system. And if you saw my previous video, you saw me remove the fingernail polish from two of my fingernails. I'm gonna make that an accent nail. I've had the rest of this polish on for a week and there is absolutely no sign of wear at all. There's no chipping, there's nothing. It's shiny. The only sign that it's been on for a while is that it's just starting to peek out a little bit of regrowth at the cuticle. And that's often my limiting factor for how long I'll let it stay on. Either I get bored with it or I get annoyed at the regrowth at the cuticle. I will consistently get about 2 weeks, sometimes less, sometimes even more. Like I've left it on for 18 days one time and it was still looking pretty darn good. There were a couple little corner chips by that point, but for me it was still passable. And I live on an acreage and I'm a mom and I work with my hands a lot and I'm moderately rough with my hands. I heard a phrase once, treat your nails like jewels, not tools. So I'm not really trying to use them like for tools on things, but I'm not babying them either. So I'm gonna show you the application process and I'll tell you a little bit about the polish as I'm doing it. So I've got clean, bare nails and I've washed with soap and water. I really actually like to wash with blue dish soap because that's really good at dissolving oils. The polish will adhere best to dry, oil-free nails. So try to get the oil out of your nails. And then I'm using the file. It's 180 grit on this side, the rougher side, and that was what you would use like on the tips of your nails to shape them. But what I'm going to use right now is the 220 side. It's a softer foam and it's just kind of a rough foam. And I'm just going to rough up the top of my nails. It'll smooth them out a little bit, but it's not totally smoothing them because we want to give it a little bit of grit for the nail polish to adhere to. We like give it some fiber so that the nail polish can really cling to that. If it's a smooth, shiny surface, it doesn't make as good of a surface for the polish to cling to grab onto. So yeah, just a little bit. And there you go. You can see I've got them shaped already the way I want it. And I'm going to use a little wipe, and these are alcohol wipes, and I'm gonna just wipe the top of my nail because I don't want any of those filings, any of that dust from my nail that I just filed to get into the polish. And I also want to use the alcohol wipe to get rid of all of the oils and liquids from my fingernails. Usually I would be doing all 5 at once and by the time I was done they'd be dry, but I'm just going to dry. I don't want any moisture left. And the polish that I'm wearing on the rest of my nails is called Eye to My Soul. It's kind of a seafoam green. Oh, I don't even see it right now. It's kind of yeah, there it is. It's kind of a seafoam green. And here's the polish, the bottle. And I'm gonna put an accent nail. This is Smoky Sky. This is kind of a light blue. And there are, I don't even know now, they've added some more colors. I don't know if you can see, there are all sorts of colors in a full range. I'm kind of boring. I tend to go toward neutrals, but there's a full range of colors. My girls love all the pinks. I have a 5-year-old or 6-year-old and a 7-year-old, and they love all the pinks. So here I've got Smoky Sky. I'm just gonna gently roll it in my hands. And then I'm gonna wipe off almost all the polish. We don't need much polish. If you're wanting a really dark coverage, like I've wiped all of it off of one side and I've just got a little bit on the other. And I'm gonna try and bend this down a little bit so you can see me applying. If you want a thicker coverage, instead of applying 1 thick coat or 2 thick coats, apply 2 or 3 thin coats. And I'm gonna start here and I'm gonna start my nail polish in the middle of my nail. Get that even closer. I'm gonna start it in the middle of my nail and I'm gonna push it toward my cuticle. I don't wanna touch the cuticle. If you get it on your skin, it ends up kind of creating a place for it to start chipping earlier. But I wanna get it right up to my skin. And I push it toward my cuticle and then I drag it off and I push it toward the sides of my fingernails and I drag it off and I cap the end. That's harder to do because I like really short fingernails. But yeah, that's all. And I did not redip my brush or anything. There's like the tiniest little nub and there's none on the other side. And I'm gonna do the other nail. Normally I've got a 4-finger light, I would do these 4 fingers and then cure it, but since I'm only doing these 2 nails, I'm gonna do them at the same time. And I'm gonna just apply a really thin, like, I don't know if you can see, that's a very thin coat. It doesn't matter if it's see-through a little bit. If it's see-through a little bit, just put another coat on. And when I grab from the bottle, I'm actually just grabbing from the neck. I'm not even dipping it all the way down into the bottle. Yeah, so it doesn't, if, like on some of the polishes, they do come, like the first coat can be a little bit less opaque. It's a little bit transparent or translucent. That's fine. Keep it a simple translucent coat and then put a second one on rather than doing 2 coats or 1 coat that's thick. Okay, there's those 2. So here's my little light and it's got a little button on top. It's LED, so it's not harmful to your skin. And I'm just putting my 2 fingernails in there. Normally, like I said, I would put my 4 fingers in there, but I just did 2 accent nails. This is a 45-second light, and there is a 2-finger light that's a little bit less expensive to purchase. That's a 60-second light, but regardless, in 60 seconds or less, this is gonna be perfectly, absolutely dry, instantly dry. You can just go straight to doing the dishes or go do your hair or whatever you want. I go outside and catch horses and take my kids for a ride, and they're perfectly dry. They're not going to get messed up. But yeah, this will last me probably 2 weeks, even longer sometimes. And the removal process is really simple. There you go. Look, I can touch it. Totally dry. Totally dry. And to me, like with this particular color, that is a good coat. I don't even need a second coat. This is Smoky Sky, and that was Eye to My Soul. And it's sort of a fun combination, I think. There you go. But yeah, if you have any questions, please let me know. I live in Alberta, but you can purchase from my website through GelMoment in the United States, Canada, Australia, and the UK. And I would love to answer any questions that you have or give you any advice that you might want. The color line is extensive. There's all sorts of products. Watch my other videos to see about removal. It's really simple and quick. And yeah, I love it. Hopefully you do too. I love it so much I always talk about it and people get tired of me talking about it. So if you want to talk more, let me know. I'm happy to talk. Bye guys.